Welcome back in. Welcome to Ultimate Soccer. On this one, we're talking League Two playoffs, and there's a lot up for grabs. Welcome back in, my friend. How you doing? Hope you've had a great day, great week, waiting for the playoffs coming Monday. And if you're here for the first time, welcome in. Enjoy, digest, take your time, drop a comment down below, become a poet, as I call everyone. Remember, pay for your ticket. I know you don't know what that means right now, but in the family, everybody does. Pay for your ticket if you're here for the first time. That means as we go through this, eventually you're going to enjoy what you're seeing. But the right thing to do would be to like the video. That's what we're saying. Pay for your ticket. If you're going to go watch a match in the great big stadium, you got to have a ticket. So you've got to have a ticket to watch the show. That's all I'm saying. It's the fair thing. It's the ethical thing to do, yeah? Anyway, have fun. Remember, sarcasm is effervescent here. If you don't like sarcasm, you are in the wrong place. So anyway, welcome back, welcome in, have fun, hit the notification button. Now, we're talking League Two playoffs. And seriously, League Two this season, 2023 to 2024, I think was probably one of the best seasons. And also, the top 10 was always interchanging. No one really owned a place from, say, 6 down. It was always interchanging. The top 5 stayed the top 5 for pretty much all season until the final couple of games of the season where Doncaster Rovers, yes, Donny, came through, stormed through, along the way beating Wrexham out of sight as well. So Doncaster Rovers is, you're going to hear about Doncaster Rovers. You're going to hear about each of the 4 teams in the 2 semi-finals, the game 1 of the 2 semi-finals, which are both two-legged affairs. If you didn't know that around the world, each semi-final is a 2-game affair. It's a home and a home, yeah? So you play at home, then you go away and tot up the numbers, see who goes through to a final eliminator at Wembley, which you don't want to lose that game. That is the one game you don't want to lose. I mean, that is such a massive financial lift for a club. It's unbelievable, yeah? And not to mention your fans are in love with it too. I mean, just look at Wrexham, 2 promotions back to back, yeah? Finally, Nigel Clough gets Mansfield up there and Stockport get back up again as well. So this one, it's a massive couple of games in short time. Finals on the 19th at Wembley. And I tell you, Monday the 6th, both these first leg of the 2-legged rounds get underway. So let's take a look at the first one. But before we do, I say hello to everybody worldwide who watches the show regularly. Much love. And hey, to the poets who make the comments down below, big up, big up, big up. You guys rocked it the last couple of weeks. And on the last show, I tell you now, when we were talking about players that people need to be picking up at Wrexham, etc., it was a trade show. We'll link it down below, but you'll see it. The comments on there were electric. So big thanks to you, and big thanks to you guys who subscribed as well from that show. Welcome to you. Big welcome. Very impressed. Now, let's look at the game dates before we rush to the first game, which is Crawley versus MK Dons. May 6, 2024, first game for Crawley, and it's at Crawley Town. That's Broadfield Stadium. The second game, Crewe Alexandra, Doncaster Rovers, is at Gresty Road. Then the return legs, which is what is interesting because they're not on the same date. They're on different days, which I find it's for TV, obviously. But my take is you should have them both at the same time, just like in the World Cup or big competition. But anyway, TV, it pays the bills, yeah? Anywho, second leg for Crawley and Milton Keynes Dons comes off on the 9th. Milton Keynes Dons taking on Crawley. And then on the 10th, it's Doncaster Rovers taking on Crewe. Now, let's take a look at Crawley, who finished 7th, taking on MK Dons, who finished 4th. Talking Crawley, every week I go to the board when I compile the stats that I find, and it tells a story about a particular team or a particular player. So I'm going to work off the board like I normally do. Enjoy this. This is about Crawley in 7th. The season, it really did start pretty damn great. The first 10 games, Crawley were like, yeah, really pushing it. Lots of wins, doing bloody great, up the top end of the table, looking like they were going to be a candidate for a playoff or maybe, you know, automatic. But then next 21 games are absolutely terrible. And I mean, you Crawley fans would have been, well, you would have had no nails. They would have been gone. And there was 12 losses and only 6 wins in them 21 games. The rest were draws, but 12 losses in 21, that's pretty heavy. And then they drifted away from the playoffs. But the last 15, the 8 wins and the 4 draws, etc., 27 points out of 45, which is 60%. It's got them in there just by hook and by crook, but they deserve it because they battled all the way, didn't you, Crawley? So you're in 7th and you're looking for the form to come up slightly. Recently, the last 5, looking at it, draw, loss, win. That's your last 5. Draw being the last 2 games. Loss before that. A win was 5 games ago. So Crawley's looking for a little bit of a form change to get things going. Is it possible? Yes, it is. Prediction image coming up shortly. Let's take a look at MK Dons, who finished 4th. Yeah. Now, MK Don's looking at the board. I'm going to make you laugh in a little way because, you know, sarcasm does really pull a lot of strings on this show. Now, looking at the season, like I got written down, it was a slow start, pretty slow start. But at the game 15 to game 25 stage, it got very healthy, yeah? 8 wins, 2 draws out of them 15. But since then, the notation that I put on there, literally from just before the halfway of the season to now, or last 10 games, is pretty much consistent inconsistency. That right across the board until, per se, the last 10, which is 5 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses, which is not bad at all, yeah? I mean, that's 56.666666%, so pretty decent. The form has come up. Last 5, okay, draw, win, loss, win, draw. So 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. Only 1 loss in 5. The last win for Crawley was 5 games ago, yeah? When you look at the form, and you look at what I just told you, this is what my prediction is. Now, someone's not going to like this. And if it's you, tell me why. And if you've got a good prediction about which way this one's going, drop it down below. You know what to do. And if you're here for the first time, I say again, pay for your ticket, make a comment, be part of the family. Everybody's comments are welcome, and nobody's comments ever get rubbed out. If you start dropping the F-bombs, for sure. But no one's comments get rubbed away. Nobody gets hidden because the host doesn't like what you just said. No, you can drop what you like, okay? That's what this is all about, because it's an open forum and it's a fair forum where we all respect each other. Here's a prediction. If I make you laugh, good. If I piss you off, oh well, that's what it's probably supposed to do. Remember, if you're watching, pay your bloody ticket into the ground. Like the video. It'll really please the owners of the stadium, YouTube, because the algorithms, which is the management, will send us a little bit higher. How about that for some equation making? Now, let's take a look at Crewe Alexandra taking on Doncaster Rovers. Look, again, going to the board. Crewe 6th in the table. They finished 6th. For long times, you had hoped for better. And Crewe really looked like they could have given better, but as you're going to see what we got written down, it tells a story, and here's a story. And the form books tell you what's happening in this second-legged semi-final with what I got to tell you right now. So Crewe, like I say, finished 6th. The first opening 20 games were great. I mean, you were looking at Crewe going, yeah, these guys have like hit form to early on in. They're matching the big punches. It's going to be interesting to see who falters. It wasn't a case of they're not good enough or they're not going to get the points quick enough, because they were. But in that group of 5, it was a case of who was going to fall by the wayside. That group of 5 at that time was Stockport, Mansfield, Wrexham, MK Dons, and Crewe. So you're looking at those 5 teams that really were saying, one of us is definitely going to be a champion, and 2 of us are going to join them as promotion, and the other 2 are going to make it real close. And that's exactly what happened. But hey, 20 games in, great. They were literally 6th in the table. The next 15, not so bad. 7 wins, 4 draws, and 4 losses. Not terrible. You know, still in good form. But that last 11 games of the season, man, 3 wins, 3 draws, and 6 losses. Terrible. 12 points out of 33 for a miserable 36.666666%. Yeah, you get my drift. Terrible finish, it really was, and sad to see, because had they have kept a decent form, even half the points, they'd have been so close to getting an automatic spot, it's not even funny. Anyway, the last 5 with Crewe. It tells a story. Listen loud. Loss, won, drew, loss. 1 goal scored in 5, 9 scored against. -8. We're talking Crewe's defence. -8 in the last 5. Form, nosedive. 26.6% when you're talking points haul. You have 4 points out of 15 to finish the season. And they finished 6th. I tell you what, they're lucky to finish 6th, don't you think? Anywho, prediction image coming up soon. Let's take a look at Doncaster Rovers right now. Doncaster Rovers, it tells a story as well. A totally different story, but a story nonetheless. Terrible. Absolutely terrible from games 1 to 30. Literally, stick with me. Only 8 wins in 30. That only leaves you 16 games in a season. But 8 wins in 30, absolutely terrible. They were 21st after 30 games. 21st, rooted into relegation territory, yeah? And in the last 16, they managed to climb to 5th.
Oh, wow.
5th in the table from 21. It's unheard of. At this stage of the season, that is absolutely unheard of normally. But they did it. Listen to some of the stats. The last 16 I told you about, 10 wins, 4 draws, 1 loss. And that was to Walsall, 3-1 on the road. March 2nd. So they've gone a long time since being beaten. The points haul, right? Staggering. 70.333333%. Absolutely massive. Win record is fantastic. Unbeaten in 12. Doncaster Rovers in hot form for a final spot, do you think? Because I tell you what, they may well be the guys moving through on this one because they're so hot in form. They've come from 21 up to 5th in 16 games. The other teams don't have the same form, so let's keep our minds on Doncaster because I've been saying for weeks, look out for them. Well, now let's look out for them big time. Here's a prediction on this one. Likewise, if I piss you off, I probably mean to. If I don't and make you smile, that's what I'm after. Okay, drop a comment down below. Tell me what you think about the score, who's going to win, and if you want to pick out the players that you think are going to decide what's going on, be my guest. But I'm just painting the story here, yeah? That's what I'm thinking. So again, big thank you for subscribing this week. I was flabbergasted with the last few months how the videos have gone with reporting on League Two and how the season's gone. And I tell you what, it's been a fantastic League Two. I can't wait for League One next year and reporting on the team again. But the playoffs is going to be really interesting. I have really got to say, out of the 4 teams, I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to be looking for Doncaster to push into the final. I think MK Dons has a chance as well, but can they find that form? It seems that those that find their feet in the first game and set it up and knock out one team completely after one game. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's the home team. But find form now, you other guys, because Doncaster's found form long ago. 12 unbeaten. 10 wins, 2 draws, knocking people out of sight, even smashing Wrexham and keeping them off the board as well. So take heed, Doncaster is in it. Definitely looks like an outside favourite from before, but definitely looks like a top favourite right now. I'd level them off with MK Dons to get into the final 2, but I tell you, if it were those 2 to get through, and I'm not wrong, then I got to tell you, Doncaster Rovers seems like a team that really could go all the way. Let's get leg 1 out of the way. Let's see Monday come and go. Enjoy your weekend until then. Let's see the scores on the doors after the first legs in both semi-finals, because I think it definitely will set up the second leg. But there's a lot of football still to be played. And there's a few surprises still to be had. And remember, the game dates for the return games are on the 9th and on the 10th So big thank you to everybody who subscribed recently. Thanks for enjoying it. Like I say, I'm very honoured. I'm sometimes humbled how many people jump all over this at times. But let's keep it growing. Let's keep it growing. And let's keep a special thing happening. Because remember, you can say anything you like. You can do anything you like on this channel. Because I know you always do it with class. Get ready for the playoffs. Enjoy it. And thanks for coming back. I'll see you in the next show. Let's have some good football again. Because playoff football is where it's at. It's like a cup game. Every game. It's certainly not league football now, is it? Playoffs. League 2. Going to Wembley. Let's have it. Cheers.